Namaste. Welcome to Sacred Sunday Sadhana. Take a moment to settle into the space where you are, into the room, into your body. With every inhalation, you set an intention. With every exhalation, you let go of something. And we do this without even articulating with the mind what it is that we're bringing in and what it is that we're letting go of. Get yourself focused with your inhalations and just give yourself a little time. Maybe you're in a situation where you don't really have alone time anymore. You don't even have a corner of the house that can be left alone for a while. But what you can do is just create a little safety container for yourself, just a little place where you know it's a certain time and you're just setting this time for you to do this sacred Sunday practice. And that's what makes it sacred. There's so many things we do for our own self-care on a daily basis, and it's wonderful. But I do think it's also really important to have something that you just do once a week, or even once a season, or once a year. Just makes it more poignant and potent and special. So, this weekend was Thanksgiving, or this Thursday was Thanksgiving, and that makes me want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, friendship, and secondly, rewriting narratives, rewriting old narratives. And in true Sally fashion, I think I'll do those backwards because I'd like to talk about friendship the most. So let's first just talk about rewriting your narrative and how it can be such a powerful tool for allowing you to enjoy what's happening and to just really be present for yourself and for those around you, but mainly for yourself. Because everything that we do and talk about in these sacred sadhanas is really just about coming into alignment with your center and being able to offer the gift of your true self to yourself and to the world around you. So when we're in alignment with ourselves and we're taking care of our spirits and our minds and our bodies, then we're able to offer so much more to the people around us that we're taking care of and who are just in our presence. So taking self-care sometimes is seen as selfish, and even the word selfish itself has taken on a negative connotation, but it's actually very important to take care of you. If you don't take care of you, who is going to? So, rewriting the narrative. I'm sure you've all seen, there's this cartoon strip. A dear friend E just sent it to me again this Thanksgiving, and I've seen it many times before, but it's a little cartoon comic of a Buddhist monk, and his teacher is saying, there's just one more test on your spiritual journey. And the next picture is him at Thanksgiving dinner, you know? And he's bald because he's shaved his head during his vow of monkhood. And the picture has like the grandmother saying, oh, your head looks cold, I'm gonna knit you a pink hat. And there's like a baby beside him hitting him with a rattle, and everybody at the table's fighting. And then one guy at the table's like, I'm fine, this is only my 6th glass. And it's like that, you know, for a lot of us, Thanksgiving is like that. It's just kind of a test of our own alignment and how well we can hold it, you know, because it's one thing. It's enough work, it's a lot of work to dig in and to find yourself and to find what makes you tick and to find what you need and find how to get your needs met and develop an effective method of communication with yourself and with others. All of these things are wonderful, and the self-care starts to pour in, and years and years and years of work and discipline go into it. And then you're put in a situation where there's people that knew you, a different version of you, people that grew up with you, people that knew you before you were able to develop the skills that you have now, some people who do not have their own skills or even the wherewithal to know that there are such skills or that there is something that they need to be working on or could be working on. So that's always a good test to be around family. And so my specific situation, I was very, very close to my family growing up. And it wasn't until about 2015, so I was 35, when we just fell apart. And there are many different reasons why, but there's one individual that I knew would be at Thanksgiving dinner. And I have this story about this person. The story that this person doesn't like me. When I'm around this person, I just want to run out of the room. The narrative that I have in my head is that this person is afraid of me, doesn't know what to do with all that I am, and so in turn this person is very just rude and standoffish and has this very palpable vibe of what I was narrating as hatred. So I was very excited to go to Thanksgiving this year. I hadn't seen my sister since March, and we kept it small per COVID standards. It was just a few family, and we were in a very large open area. So it was lovely to go and be together, but I was dreading, first for 2 days before and then the day before, dreading seeing this person. And then I thought, I'm actually just going to change my narrative. I'm going to change my narrative, and instead of saying, this person hates me, this person makes me want to run away, this person just makes me close up and get small and cold. Instead, I just decided to say, this person is a human being, and this person has been shaped by their story. And this person has the same needs as I do. Food, sleep, friendship, connection, love. This person is just like me. This person needs the same things that I need. And just like that, just by making that little shift, there were a couple of times where I was triggered. I felt my shinpa. If you remember what shinpa is, it's when Pema Chodron talks about it as the hook, where you feel an old familiar habituated response to something that happens, and your response may or may not be, warranted by what actually happened, but it's just that you've got this built up thing that you do when XYZ happens. I'm talking very vaguely, but I'm hoping you're picking up what I'm putting down. So just by changing my narrative of what it would be like with this person, or what I would be like with this person, even when I was triggered, I was just able to notice, like, oh, no, this person has needs just like me. This person needs food, sleep, friendship, connection, love. And then I could just soften and open. And even though what I before called the hatred was palpable, also my compassion and softness was palpable. And it changed the vibe in the room. And this person and I were able to not only coexist, but do really well together. And I kind of wished I had done it sooner. I can't berate myself for things I have done or not done in the past, but I invite you to try that. It doesn't just have to be on Thanksgiving, but if there's a person in your life, and COVID has really, I feel like, highlighted what our relationships are like. And we'll use that to segue into the next bit in a second, but if there's somebody in your life that you just have this story, it might be a family member, got this story built up of what it's like and what they're like and what they think of you and what's happening and how it makes you feel, I invite you to just change that story and instead just see that person as a soft, vulnerable human being, And obviously, if there's verbal or physical abuse happening, you just get the F out of there. Like, there's no need for you to put yourself through something like that. You don't have to prove like how big you can be. But short of that, short of someone who's being abusive or neglectful or manipulative in some way. See if you can show up and just have your story change, and then see what changes for you inside yourself. And know that any kind of softening and opening and growing that you do, you're really helping your immune system. Anytime you can elicit that relaxation response, the softening, opening, rest and digest, you're going to boost your immune system. Anytime you're feeling the opposite response of that cortisol, like stress, cold, getting tighter, getting smaller, then you're gonna greatly reduce the ability of your immune system. So, COVID-19, the whole pandemic, has for me really highlighted how special and important my friends are. I mean, to the point where I don't know how, I don't think I could have gotten through it or could still be getting through such a time if I didn't have these 4 core people in my life who are just like relentlessly supportive and wonderful and expressive and vulnerable, and we're telling each other, this is how I feel, this is what I'm feeling, and this is what I'm gonna do about it. And it's not like we're asking each other for advice on how to fix our situations. It's just so nice. Friendship is such a beautiful container for love because there's no expectations. I am very fortunate to have found love during COVID, which is sweet. But I'm very aware of how, although romantic relationships certainly have a large element of friendship, try as I may to not have any expectations. I think that we put some expectation around the romantic partner and what we need and what we expect. And we don't so much do that with friends. So I'm actually trying this time to treat my romantic partner with the same unconditional positive regard that I give my friends. And yeah, I was just thinking too, I remember taking a course in Asheville at the yoga center, and I remember Libby Hensley, the teacher of this particular workshop, saying the difference between you and a homeless person is that you have a community, you have friends. And we were kind of like, what? And she was like, yeah, just think about it. What are the factors that make someone homeless? And people in the class were like, I mean, they lost their jobs. And she's like, yeah, but plenty of people lose their jobs, but they don't live on the street. Why is that? And I guess, people are like, well, they had somewhere to go. They had someone to live with until they could get back on their feet. Bing! Other people were like, well, some people are homeless because they're alcoholics. Yeah, there are lots of alcoholics that are not homeless. There are way more alcoholics that are not homeless than there are homeless alcoholics. The difference is the homeless alcoholics didn't have a support system. Someone else in the class was like, a lot of homeless people are, they have mental health issues. They have severe depression, they have just inability to work because of their mental health condition. But again, there's so many people, there's a vast number of people that have mental health issues that are unable to work because of their depression or whatever their mental illness is, and they're not homeless. And so we went through like so many different scenarios, and really it all just came back to who has a community and who doesn't. Who has friends? Who has friends that will bring you soup when you're sick? Who has friends that will tell you that you keep making the same pattern of mistakes? We need friends. We need friends. I've always known that friends are important. Friendship is a very big part of my life. As a Gemini, I like to have a twin So I usually have a best friend that I'm just hanging out with all the time. And when we're not together, wherever else I am, I'm just kind of twinned up, with my daughter or my partner or my friend or my sister. I really enjoy being with one other person and having that just special bond and interaction. So I was thinking about how grateful I am on Thanksgiving, thinking of all the things that I'm very thankful for. It's easy this year, I feel like, for people to be like, this is the worst year, I can't wait for 2020 to be over. It's really not the worst year. It's really not. We're growing. It's painful. Growth is painful. We have growing pains right now. It's terrifying. There's so many unknowns of the disease and of how we're gonna get back on our feet as a society and what that's even gonna look like. There's plenty of things that we could say that we're not grateful for. So when I was really thinking of what I'm grateful for, first of all, I'm grateful for all of those challenges. I am not gonna shy away just because something's hard. But it just really came to mind, like how, thanks Alexis, see Alexis, my friend. She just told me to drink water. It was really highlighted for me when I was really doing gratitude meditations and noticing what I'm thankful for. My friendships, they have carried me through this whole thing. And they continue to. And I'm carrying my friends and they're carrying me. I hope that you have friends that are carrying you through this. This time has also pointed out to me who's not my friend. People who I thought were my friends, and then I noticed, okay, those people are on a level of acquaintanceship. They're just not ready to take the next step and to be a friend. And maybe they don't know how to be. Maybe they haven't actually had real friends. I'm not sure the dynamics of that, but this has really pointed out to me who are my friends and who are not. And I think of my friends as family. They're the family that I've chosen. They're the family that I've built as my original family sort of melted apart in 2015. I really have been able to build myself a beautiful sisterhood and brotherhood of just really supportive and wonderful people in my life. And maybe you're one of them, maybe you're watching. Thank you, I love you. I invite you to think about your friendships and maybe today write a letter, reach out, do something really simple, do something really simple to let your friends know how meaningful they are to you. And just bathe yourself in the light that is friendship. Such a beautiful love to receive and to give. I think that'll wrap it up for today. Remember to feel in your physical body, your Annamaya Kosha. Do your scan. Fill yourself with love through the cellular level of the body. Go into your Pranamaya Kosha, the energy body. Send yourself love, kindness, respect, softness. Go into your Manomaya Kosha, your mind and emotional body. Remember that you are not your mind. Just because you're having thoughts doesn't mean that your thoughts are true, and it doesn't mean that you are your thoughts. You are so much more. They are one little tool that we use to express our true selves. Flood your mind and emotional body with love, forgiveness. Into your Vijnanamaya Kosha, your wisdom body, and see if you can just notice all the other bodies. And when you're in that state, you're there. When you're noticing, that's the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the wisdom body, where you're kind of like an observer, checking out. It's not good or bad, it just is. It's wu-wei. You just notice what you notice. And then finally check in with your Anandamaya Kosha, your bliss body, your true self, the starlight that you're made of, and just feel the spark of divine energy inside you that is love and light. And see if there's a way that you can let your Anandamaya Kosha penetrate through the other layers so that you're like wearing this golden light on the outside of your Anamaya skin bag. The light inside me sees the light inside you. Namaste.